Hey, 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 chickadees. Welcome into today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. I am starting a new week in another location. And we're going to pull from the Wisdom of the Oracle Pocket Edition because I am traveling. And this is, of course, by my friend Colette Baron Reed. And I think she's starting to know that we might be friends. I don't know. I feel like she's understanding. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows what tomorrow will bring? So I'm going to tell you while I'm pulling the cards, while I'm shuffling the cards, I'm going to tell you a little story. So I'm going to be super vague about it because it doesn't need details. But let's just say, it's not let's just say. So I had an event occur earlier today that my former self, and let's just call that former self less than a year ago, would have thought was a big setback, would have been very disappointed about, and would have engaged my go-to activity and hobby of rumination and extended that for probably, 3 to 5 days. So probably would have been up in the middle of the night thinking about it, that kind of thing. I would have taken it hard. And the thing is that today, when this thing occurred, something very strange happened. I ruminated for precisely 120 seconds, 2 minutes. And then it was as if almost like a stopwatch went off. And my guide said, well, Molly, you asked us to remove all of your distractions. And this thing, that if this had gone a different way today, it would have been a big distraction for you. And so we have therefore, because you have asked us to protect your best interest and your yes to us, we have removed it. I'm like, well, isn't that something? But here's the thing, the invitation then was to not only stop ruminating, which I did immediately, because frankly, I just today don't need to do that as much as I used to. It's a hobby that's lost its luster to some degree. And so I realized, as soon as they said that, I could see it very clearly that this event, had it gone a different way, would indeed have been a distraction for me. And that by removing this aspect of it, it wasn't all removed, but an aspect of it was, I now was placing my attention on my guides, right? Because this thing got removed. I was apparently attached to it. It is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So I don't think there's any, there's no bad to it. I don't think there's much that's really, there is evil in the world. I don't think there's much that's actually bad though. So by removing this, by the outcome not being what I had anticipated it would be, let's put it that way, I felt all the things. I initially felt disappointment, concern, a little anxiety maybe, a little okay, now what? Right? And then the voice of Quo comes in and says, that's my guide is Quo. You can look Quo up. It's Q''UO. And yes, it's that Quo. I had the same, when I found that out, I was like, what? So are you that Quo? Yes, we are that Quo. Holy cow. That's a story for another time. When Quo said what Quo said, which is, you've asked us to do this, we are doing this, you've said yes, you met the fork in the road that we talked about last week, you were presented with options a year ago, actually a little over a year ago, you said yes to this option, and we have been steadily clearing all the distractions all the way along. This one happened to be one that got my attention, right? I can go back and I could literally list the things that they have done that have cleared distractions off of my path. This one got my attention today, and it's got me wondering if there are other things that are going to be removed from the list of distractions very soon. That's how I'll put it. And they're interesting because they, one of them is the reason why I end up in a lot of these spaces. And we'll see. We'll just see what happens. So, stay tuned. More on that later. But it got my attention because I realized that they were actually helping me. And so what they've been telling me the rest of the day today so far is that when you reach the fork in the road, you have two options, neither of which is bad. They are both good options. You've said yes to the one thing. We'll call it option B, right? And you've said option A is not as exciting to me as option B. So I'm not choosing option A. I am a full body yes to option B. That's what I call it, full body yes. Option B, I would do every single day of my life. I would never have to be paid a dime. And as long as food showed up and I was clothed and had a roof over my head, I'd be thrilled, right? I would do it all day long, regardless. Option A, not quite as much, right? So that's how you can kind of choose between options. Is it a full body yes, right? That's one thing I ask myself. Is it something I would do all day for free? That's another good indicator. So option B was the thing. And this happened a little over a year ago when options were presented and Quo came in and said, your life is going to look very, very different in 18 months. Where are we? That was May. We're almost to month, let's see, 12, 13, 14. We're almost to month 15, right? My life is astonishingly different than it was 15 months ago. And it's continuing to evolve very rapidly. So option B, I said yes to option B, okay? So when you do this and you say yes to one option and you say no thank you to another option, which you don't have to say no thank you, you just choose the one and move, right? So, and I don't mean move like get busy and do things. I don't mean that. When I mean move, I mean it's energetically, you're moving your focus to that thing. Because what we don't want to do is take action that is not aligned. So we take aligned action in the direction of our most excitement. That's all we have to do. However, what they have been telling me this afternoon is that when we do that, sometimes there's still some part of us that's thinking about the other option. There might also be residue and things that are that's coming forward. It's not really residue. Like in my case, it's a complete life change, right? So there are aspects of my life that still remain where they were, right? That haven't yet fallen away. There are some aspects of my life that will remain through that full, kind of embodiment of option B. There are others that still have yet to fall away. Today, what happened was another little chip in the falling away took place. It felt initially, for that 120 seconds, it felt like disappointment. It felt like, okay, now what? This thing that I thought was going to go one way has now gone sideways, and literally they interrupted. So the question we're going to ask them tonight, and that we've asked them, is how do we deal with things that come up in our lives that we are interpreting as disappointments? What do they really mean? Probably a fun question, huh? I don't know. We may or may not want to know the answer, but I think we're going to get it. So let's just see let's see what they gave us today. So I pulled 3 cards have come out, and then there is also a clarifying card, just in case we needed it. So there's 4 cards total. So, oh my, okay. Well, here we go, folks. So the first card that we got is Yang. Yang. So this is about the masculine. This is about action. Okay, that's what this card is about. card number 2 that came, or the second card, I should say, not card number 2, because the second card is card number 7. This is to the sea, right? Remember this card? No motor on the boat, no sail on the boat, right? There is if you can see it there, there is a woman in the boat. There is a direction, like a wind. Oh, shoot. I don't remember what those are called. Weather vane. That's it, weather vane. And then there's binoculars on the back of this boat, if you can see those, that little black thing. There are binoculars so that you can see how far you've come. That is to the sea, right? We have a direction, we have binoculars to see how far we've come, but there is no motor on that boat, because the motor is the third card that came out, and that is card number 4, higher power. That is the motor. This is incredible. So, you know, sometimes I get a little bit like, wow. You know, I even get, from time to time, I get a little overcome by some of these readings. So, and if you're wondering about my wedding ring, it's being resized. So Tina was like, you still have to wear a ring on that finger. I'm like, okay, it's all good. Of course I will. So anyway, so we tease each other about that. But when she doesn't wear her wedding ring, I ask her, I'm just like, are you single today? Can I get to pick you up today? So, but anyway, so we play around with that a lot. But the thing is, this reading is so incredible. I'm just like, we're going to turn over the 4th card because we got to see what it is. I have to see what it is. So, oh, wow. Okay, so the 4th card is card number 48, Poised. And boy, doesn't that say a lot. Because this message is exactly what's happening. So, and tell me if you've been in this situation where you've had something happen, you immediately had this combination of a little bit of disappointment, some like, what next? You know, I always assumed this was going to unfold in a certain way. And now I've been surprised it's not. It's going to go this other direction. But I also feel a little relief. I felt that way today. Felt a little relief about it not going the way I assumed it was going to go, because that does actually free me up, and it might free you up to pursue option B, your path of most excitement, a little bit more fully. And then the to the sea is like, this is where we're at. We're in the sea, right? And the higher power is directing us. They are the motor. And that is exactly what happened to me today is, you know, my higher power, my guides, my higher self said, this is not for you, honey. This is for someone else to complete. You brought it this far. It is time to let it go in the form that you assumed it was going to take. And this is what I'm talking about when I say we do a full body yes and we commit to a path. Option B in this case. Option A still has some energy tied to it. Your life obviously has energy tied to it. And some of that energy has to fall away for you to be in that lane, on that path, fully and completely. And so when that happens, we get to just kind of, frankly, revel in the beauty of it. Because that's what happened to me today. What happened was beautiful. Because my guides very clearly said, we have helped you with this. You saw it as something you assumed was going to happen. We can change that. And we can change it because you're not on this path anymore. You're on this path. And it was beautiful. And interestingly, I was leaving a friend a message about it today. And as I was speaking and I was saying about some other things that may have to fall away as a result, and this is what has my attention right now, that I was going to, need a little bit of time to get some space from this event. I didn't want to ask about the other things right away is what I was getting at. Because I honestly was like, am I going to be biased on the other things? Or am I going to be open and able to hear my guidance clearly? And do you know what happened? Can't make this up. as I literally was leaving that message with a friend, and I was saying, I think I might be being also asked to let this go and this go. There was a thunderstorm that was rolling through, and the most beautiful cloud to ground lightning, hopefully nobody was hurt, gorgeous lightning lit up the sky. And that, I know, was my answer. So watch these things, I guess. And I'm just relaying this story just so that you can relate to it. So if you do relate to it, let me know what your story is. I really want to hear it, because I think it's just so intriguing how the divine works with us in these really beautiful ways that speak uniquely to us, right? And I just am in awe about how it works. And it does work. And what a beautiful way to go through life. So, chickadees, thank you for being part of our community. I love you. We're going to focus on growing the YouTube community in particular, so that we can get to the point where we can offer other community services that YouTube offers us. So if you have considered maybe subscribing and haven't done it yet, please consider it again, and maybe even hit that yes button if you're so moved, that subscribe button, to be part of what we're doing here so that we can expand the community and offer more to you. So with that, thank you for being here with us tonight. We will see you again tomorrow with more Mojo Mysticism. Mwah.